Network means contracted providers. Insurers negotiate prices with doctors, clinics, and hospitals. Concrete case. An in-network hospital agrees to set rates for covered members. Network status changes cost. The safest insurance decision is made before the claim becomes emotional. A specialist visit can cost far less inside the network than outside it. The important step is checking before booking, not after the bill arrives. The same treatment can have very different costs depending on the doctor, clinic, hospital, lab, and approval rules. A patient may choose an in-network surgeon but still receive an out-of-network bill if the facility or anesthesiologist is not covered. The main lever is out-of-network can be costly. Providers outside the agreement may bill more or receive little coverage. The pattern appears when a simple procedure can become expensive at the wrong facility. Location and provider both matter. At the practical level, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. Referrals may be required matters because some plans need primary doctor approval before specialists. Version. Seeing a dermatologist directly may not be covered under certain plans. The consequence matters because the same treatment can cost very different amounts depending on whether every provider is in-network. The longer the issue is ignored, the fewer good options remain. Insurers may require approval for scans, surgeries, or medications. Concrete case. An MRI scheduled without approval can create billing trouble. Approval should happen before care. This becomes expensive when the same treatment can cost very different amounts depending on whether every provider is in-network. Emergency rules differ is often the first practical obstacle. Emergency care may be treated differently, but follow-up can still involve networks. Daily version. The hospital is covered for emergency, but later specialist visits may not be. The response can aim at the cause instead of the symptom. This becomes stressful when the same treatment can cost very different amounts depending on whether every provider is in-network. Doctors may leave a plan or contracts may end. Concrete case. A trusted clinic can become out-of-network at renewal. That awareness turns panic into a more deliberate response. Trouble starts when the same treatment can cost very different amounts depending on whether every provider is in-network. The cost becomes visible when a trusted clinic can become out-of-network at renewal. Provider lists may be outdated. Picture. A doctor shown online may not accept the plan anymore. Call both insurer and provider. The safest insurance decision is made before the claim becomes emotional. Policy language decides the claim result more than expectation or memory. Facility and doctor both count. A hospital may be in-network while an anesthesiologist is not. Real case. Surgery involves multiple bills from different providers. Confirm the whole care team. In real situations, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. Some plans divide providers into preferred and less preferred groups. Imagine the same in-network service can cost different amounts by tier. Network quality is not one level. Insurance decisions should be made before emotion enters the claim. The damage often comes when the same treatment can cost very different amounts depending on whether every provider is in-network. This starts with drug networks and formularies. Pharmacies and medication lists can affect cost. In practice, a covered drug may require a preferred pharmacy. Prescriptions have their own rules. In everyday use, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. Out-of-network providers may bill the difference where allowed. The insurer pays part and the patient receives another bill. For a real choice, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. The safest insurance decision is made before the claim becomes emotional. The issue becomes concrete when the insurer pays part and the patient receives another bill. In everyday terms, in-network doctor matters when it changes what someone spends, avoids, accepts, delays, or repeats. Care away from home may have limited network options. Daily version. A student abroad or worker traveling needs emergency rules clear. Plan for where you actually live. When applying it, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. The case gives the narration a real anchor. The first clue is narrow networks lower premiums. Plans with fewer provider choices may cost less. A cheaper plan can be fine if your doctors are included. Price and choice trade off. For the actual decision, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. Continuity of care matters. Changing plans may disrupt ongoing treatment. In practice, a therapist or specialist may not be included next year. In a normal case, verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. Look past the label and check. Verify the doctor, facility, lab, referral rule, and emergency rules before assuming the plan will behave normally. Insurance decisions should be made before emotion enters the claim. Names, authorization numbers, and written confirmations help with disputes. Version. A phone confirmation without notes is hard to prove. Here, a patient seeing an uncovered specialist despite having insurance shows why negotiated rates, in-network doctors, referrals, approvals, and out-of-network bills matter more than a loose theory. The weak spot appears when the same treatment can cost very different amounts depending on whether every provider is in-network. Networks matter because medical care often uses more than one provider. A hospital, doctor, lab, and specialist may not all share the same contract. Choose around real needs. Pick a plan based on doctors, medications, hospitals, and travel patterns. Example. A healthy person and a chronic patient need different network strength. Coverage should match life. The safest habit is to check the doctor, hospital, lab, and referral rule before booking non-emergency care. Health insurance networks are pricing agreements. The card may say you have insurance, but the network decides which doctors, clinics, and hospitals are financially safer to use. Before treatment, the practical move is to check network status, referral rules, and out-of-pocket exposure. The moving part is visible when the card alone does not guarantee low cost everywhere. It shows why health insurance networks decide which doctors and hospitals have negotiated prices. Health insurance networks are built from contracts between insurers and medical providers. A doctor may be in network while a lab, hospital, anesthesiologist, or imaging center connected to the same care is not. A health insurance network is not just a list of doctors. It is the map that decides where your plan works smoothly and where costs can jump. A health network decides where coverage works smoothly. That is why checking only the main doctor can miss the place where a bill becomes expensive. Before choosing a plan or booking care, the network matters as much as the premium. A cheaper plan can become expensive if the doctor, hospital, lab, or specialist you need sits outside the contract. Checking the network before choosing a plan or booking care can prevent a cheap premium from turning into expensive out-of-network bills. Checking the network before treatment protects the patient from assuming every part of the visit has the same price rules.